This is a video on factoring trinomials where A equals 1 by Mathematically Marcia. If you saw my video on multiplying binomials, you saw we used FOIL and we got a trinomial as an answer. In this video, we're going to take the trinomial and we're going to find the binomials that were multiplied, or we're going to factor. First of all, let's break a trinomial down and look at the standard form, which is a x squared plus bx plus c. For this video, a is going to be 1. So we really won't have to do much with a. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with looking at c, which in this case is 6. And we're going to list all of the factors of 6. So 1 times 6 equals 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. Then we want to look for the one that adds to equal b. So 1 plus 6 equals 7. We need 5, so that doesn't work. 2 plus 3 equals 5. That works. That's the combination or the pair that we're looking for. So our binomials are x plus 2 and x plus 3. Now let's FOIL this to check. When we FOIL, you do the first. So x times x is x squared. The outer, which would be 3x. The inner, which would be 2x. And the last, which would be 6. And combine the middle. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. So that is correct. Okay, for this next example, a again is 1. We don't have to worry about a. B is negative 7. And C is 12. Now we're going to list all the factors of C. Since this is negative, we're going to list all of the factors as negative, because when we add two negatives, we know we'll get a negative and we need a negative sum. So we have negative 1 times negative 12, negative 2 times negative 6, negative 3 times negative 4. So all those multiply to equal 12. Now let's see which ones we can add to equal negative 7. Negative 1 plus negative 12 is negative 13. That doesn't work. Negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8. That doesn't work. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. That is our magic pair. So the two factors we're looking for are x minus 3 and x minus 4. And let's go ahead and FOIL to check. The first terms are x squared, the outer minus 4x, the inner minus 3x, and the last plus 12. Combine our middle terms, x squared minus 7x plus 12, which is what we're looking for. So our answer is correct. Okay, we have another example here where A is 1, so we don't have to worry about A. B is negative 3, and C is negative 10. Now remember, when you're multiplying in order to get a negative, the signs have to be different. And when adding in order to get a negative, you either have to add two negatives or your larger absolute value needs to be negative. So since this is negative, When we list our pairs, we're going to make all of the larger numbers negative. So 1 times negative 10, or 2 times negative 5. And then let's see which one adds to get negative 3. 1 plus negative 10 is negative 9. That doesn't work. 2 plus negative 5 is negative 3. That's the pair we're looking for. So x plus 2 and x minus 5. Now let's FOIL to make sure that's right. Multiply your first terms. X times x is x squared. The outer terms, x times negative 5 is minus 5x. The inner, 2 times x is plus 2x. And the last, minus 10. Now combine your middle. X squared minus 3x minus 10, which is what we were looking for. Okay, another example. Again, A is 1, so we don't have to worry about A. B is 2, and C is negative 15. C is negative, which means our signs are different again, but now B is positive. So now the larger number is going to be positive. The smaller one will be negative. So we could do negative 1 times 15 or negative 3 times 5. Negative 1 plus 15 is 14. We need 2. That doesn't work. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. That's the pair we're looking for. So x minus 3 and x plus 5. Now let's FOIL to check it. First terms, x squared. Outer is plus 5x. Inner, minus 3x. And last, minus 15. Combine the middle, x squared plus 2x minus 15. So that does work. Okay, again, A is 1, so we don't have to worry about A. B is negative 10, and C is positive 24. Since C is positive, our signs need to be the same, and they're both going to be negative because B is negative. So negative 1 times negative 24, negative 2 times negative 12, negative 3 times negative 8, negative 4 times negative 6. So when we go to add, remember we're looking for negative 10. Negative 1 plus negative 24 is negative 25. That doesn't work. Negative 2 plus negative 12 is negative 14. That doesn't work. Negative 3 plus negative 8 is negative 11. That doesn't work. Negative 4 plus negative 6 is negative 10. There's the pair we're looking for. So x minus 4y, because we have a y on the end. And x minus 6y. Now let's FOIL to check it. First terms, we get x squared. Outer, you get minus 6xy. Inner, minus 4xy. And last, we get plus 24y squared. And let's combine the middle terms there. X squared minus 10xy plus 24y squared. So that does work. On this one, we need to take out a common factor first. You always want to take out a common factor first when you're factoring, if you have one. And we do have a common factor of 2. So that gives us 2x squared minus xy minus 6y squared. Now, a is 1 again, so we don't have to worry about a. B is negative 1, and C is negative 6. So let's list our factors of C. C is negative, so the signs are going to be different. And the larger one's going to be negative because B is negative. So 1 times negative 6, 2 times negative 3. 1 plus negative 6 is negative 5. 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. That's the one we want. Negative 5 doesn't work. And we do have a y on the end again, so don't forget to include that in your answer. Alright, when you go to write your answer, also don't forget to include the common factor of 2. So x plus 2y, x minus 3y. So now, to check, let's FOIL our binomials. So x times x is x squared. And then the outer would be minus 3xy. The inner plus 2xy. And the last, minus 6y squared. And of course that whole thing needs to be multiplied by 2. Now let's just combine the middle. So you have x squared minus xy minus 6y squared. And now let's distribute. 2x squared minus 2xy minus 12y squared. Remember, distribute, you multiply everything by 2. And that is what we were looking for. Which means that is correct. Okay, once again we have a common factor. We can divide everything by 5. We have at least 3 x's and at least 2 y's. So 5x cubed y squared is our greatest common factor. And that leaves me with x squared plus 5x minus 14y squared. Once again, A is 1, so we don't have to worry about it. B is 5, and C is negative 14. Since C is negative, our signs need to be different, and the larger number is going to be positive because B is positive. So negative 1 times 14, negative 2 times 7. We add negative 1 and 14, we get 13, which does not work. Negative 2 plus 7 is 5, so that works. That's the pair we're looking for. And when you write your answer, again, don't forget to include that common factor. So 5x cubed y squared, and then x minus 2y, and x plus 7y. Now let's FOIL to check. Give ourselves some room. Alright, so the first terms, you have x squared, the outer plus 7xy, the inner minus 2xy, and the last minus 14y squared. And then we'll need to distribute the common factor back out. after we combine. So 5x cubed y squared, x squared plus 5xy minus 14y squared. And distribute, that gives you 5x to the 5th y squared plus 25 x to the 4th y cubed minus 70 x cubed y to the 4th, which is exactly what we were looking for. So that is my correct answer. If you'd like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe below. Please share your comments and thoughts and questions and any requests for future videos with me. And thank you for watching.